All right, all right. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. Mike from Health and Wealth. Trying a new format today. I'm looking at my cell phone right now, recording with my phone. I'm gonna match the screen up after. I don't know if this is gonna work. So if you see me looking over here, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing this one for you, Guerrero. A little bit more of a 4K content. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, we're talking about ULTY today. ULTY. This is season number 2, episode number 8. Maybe episode 9. I'll put it in the thumbnail. I didn't look. Again, 2 weeks in a row. But has it been a good week for ULTY? I'm not too sure. Has it been a good day for ULTY? I'd say so. We had a pretty good recovery from its recent distribution. On Tuesday, it was announced that it was going to pay out 58 cents per share. Now, if you have been living under a rock over the last couple of weeks, you will notice that ULTY from yieldmax has completed something called a reverse split. Reverse split means that if you had 1,000 shares before, that's what I had. I had 1,023. It's going to be split or divided by 10. So now I have 102 shares of ULTY. Why did they do this? Well, there's a number of reasons out there. On our level, it looks like they did it due to poor performance, share price coming down dramatically over the last couple of months here. You know, I got into it in July of this year, right around July 11th, and it went up briefly in share price, and then it just kind of worked its way back down over the last few months, and then specifically the last 2 months, it really came down in share price, coming from the $6 mark. Let's actually take a look at it here. There's the last 6 months, right? So there's June 4th. I got in around July 11th here, and I know it looks a little shocking, right? Because it's saying $62.90, but yeah, it's not $62.90, that's for sure. So remember, that's going to be multiplied by 10. So that would have been $6.29 back then. Since then, it's down 36% in share price. Now, what did they have in their fund that created this? Well, their goal is to create income for their investors. That's you and me. They definitely did that. They created income for their investors. Let me just share this with you. Let's go right here. This is all the distributions. You can see this is the first one since the reverse split. That's why it's way bigger than these ones right here. But you can see, I mean, this is going all the way since July. Let's go the 16th till now. July 16th, we got 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. This is every week. 10 cents. And this is on a $6 ETF, right? So weekly, within a month, you're making back 40 cents there of the money that you put into the fund. Then after that, there was a number of weeks at 9 cents. So 7, 8, 9. There's 9 weeks of 9 cents. So that's pretty decent. Then it went to an 8 cent. And you can see it's just been slipping down here ever since. In November specifically, it's come down quite a bit, right? We went down from 8 cents at the end of October to 7, 6, 6, 5 cents last week, and then this week, same thing. It's still that same. It's actually a little bit less than last week here, even though physically it's more. You have less shares, so it works out to be the same apple pie as what you had last week at Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go coming up in the future here. They did make some dramatic changes. Here's a tweet that I was going through the old Twitter machine with. And you can see today it did really well. ULTY just recovered its entire distribution, which would have been, 58 cents we just saw there from this morning, and some outperforming WPay on the day. This was a while ago, right? Earlier today, 3:30? No, I don't know what time. That must have been yesterday. Because I'm looking at ULTY right now over the day here. It's up 12 cents. So that's pretty good. WPay today just kind of dead even, not doing anything at all. There you are, down 14 cents. So I don't know, when did WPay have a payment? I don't know, right? But For me, I'm not really comparing the two only because they do different things. Like WPay has all of these single fund ETFs inside of it. It's leveraged, where ULTY doesn't do that, right? So they're different vehicles to drive to the to wherever you're trying to drive to towards retirement. But with ULTY here, that's the one I'm mainly focused on, specifically for this video, as it is an ULTY video. And the reason that this person most likely brought up WPay compared to ULTY is because a lot of people sold out of ULTY over the last couple of months, last month specifically, and they moved their money over to WPay. So I think that's why sometimes it gets compared from one to the other. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. If you want to compare apples to apples, then there are other ways to do it. I don't know, is ULTI and ULTY a way to compare apples to apples? Again, that's not for me to say. Today I'm speaking about ULTY. So let's go over a few numbers here, okay? So I've gone ahead and brought up my own investment sheet here. You can see that I ended up putting in $5,692.47 into this fund. That bought me 1,023 shares. We're now down to 102. I got paid out the 3 times, what was it, 390, something like that, in cash into my account. So that was nice. That's those extra 3 shares sitting right there. There's my average cost, $5.67. So if you multiply that by 10 now, my average cost would be $56.70. And so again, we'll look at the share price of ULTY. So we're down $16 in share price on my 100 shares, my 102 shares. So that's an interesting way now to start thinking about it. I can go in here and change that to $56.70. Current market value is of this 102. I mean, it's gonna be hard to say. 102 shares is $4,070. Okay, so that means my unrealized loss, because I haven't sold anything right now, is $1,622. And so far, since July 11th, maybe the week after is when I started getting my distributions, I've brought in $1,106. Now, over the last few weeks, I stopped investing in ULTY. I stopped contributing to the total investment here. For a long time there, I was doing DRIP, and it definitely built the amount of shares I have up over time, which is good. But I didn't see an end to the way they were investing, and the share price kept going down. Thus, the distribution went down, and so I just stopped investing in it. But I kept my money in it because I do want to get that income. What am I doing with that income? I'm taking it elsewhere. So I'm using it to buy other things. So the other thing that I'm buying right now is HHIS. I'm also buying cash. Buying cash. I'm collecting cash to create a wheel-like atmosphere with stocks and ETFs where I sell puts. So far, I have not been assigned, and then I will write calls on that. I will sell calls on that as well. Only done it twice so far. Both so far have been pretty successful with it, but that's 2 times out of who knows how many times I'm going to do it in my life. Let's call it thousands. Let's hope it's thousands of times, right? So total distribution I've received from ULTY is $1,106. That's with basically not even lifting a real finger, not putting a shovel in the ground, not breaking my back, pouring concrete. That's just kind of hanging out, sitting here talking to you lovely humans. And by the way, thank you so much for being here. How's the cell phone video going? I've got my microphone here in my hand. If you guys can hit that like and subscribe, let me know in the comments if you like this type of content. I know this is going to be a real pain in the derriere. For those that don't speak French, that means your bottom. To edit this after, I'm going to have to link the video to the audio, and I'm very excited about that. Guero, this is for you. Okay, everybody thank Guero for this, and it will keep it rolling over here. So my realized return on capital is now 19% because I am extracting that money out and I'm putting it elsewhere. into HHIS and also into the options play out there. I was trying to get the 1,400 shares, but I made it to 1,023 or now 102, and I stopped because of the performance of ULTY. But here's how close I got. I got all the way up to 73% of my goal from July till November. What I was using was Misty, Nvidia, Coney, Hui money to build that up. And then, yeah, so there we go. Let's take a look at the AUM. This is assets under management. This is what yieldmax, this is how much of your money is in yieldmax's control to write these options. We'll go over the options in just a bit here. So you can see it was cycling up all summer long, all the way up to $3.44 billion. And then ever since September the 25th till now, it's come back down to $1.33 billion. Huge change in the shares, the way it looks, just because of the split by 10. We are now at 33 million, 33,427,500 outstanding shares out there in the world. But yeah, that's my spreadsheet. Here's my passive account. If you are looking to get a dividend tracker tool, I recommend this one. It's really, really good. If you sign up for it, they have two versions. They got an elite version, which is $99 a year. And then they have a cheaper version. If you're with Questrade, you get the cheaper version for free. But yeah, use my link so that I get a little moolah in the pocket. So far, I've received $120 for referring people to this, which is, I get $20 each time somebody signs up for it. So that's kind of cool. Here's ULTY right here. This is in Canadian money and post-tax, so $1,544 in colorful money over here, which has been decent so far. I'm curious to see where it comes like a year from now, right? Can we double that? Can we a little bit more than double that? We'll find out. Here's a spreadsheet, by the way. I downloaded this right off yieldmax's website. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to join Wolf Financial. If you don't know Wolf Financial and you're on Twitter, I would highly recommend giving them a follow. They have over 450,000 followers on the Twitter machine, which is that's no small feat. But they host Yieldmax there every Wednesday at noon to have a chat with Michael Coe, Michael Venuto. Sometimes Jay pops in, not so much anymore, and just talk about what the fund's doing. Josh is there as well. Love Josh. Really, really easy to talk to him from the Yieldmax team. And I got the opportunity to ask a couple questions yesterday. So one of the questions was, do they feel with the change in names within the portfolio over here, is it going to perform better? So if you didn't notice, they made a lot of changes. I've highlighted them in yellow over here. Is that orange? Maybe I'm going to call it gold with the recent success in gold. But they've changed a ton of the names within ULTY. They had a lot of speculative stocks in there before, a lot of super high risk, high flyer, really good names for extracting income in a call structure, but also super risky. And a lot of those stocks went down in value. I'll give you one example that you know about. It's MSTR, right? They had a lot of Bitcoin related stocks in there. And Bitcoin kind of bit the coin over the last month or two, right when ULTY started going down. So they kind of got rid of those names for now. Who knows? Maybe they bring them back in the future once they see Bitcoin kind of stabilizing a little bit, which could be right now. I don't know. And so what they did is they replaced those kind of super risky names with some lesser risky names. And then generally what that's going to do is it's going to lower our distribution because the premiums won't be so high because these names aren't as volatile as the other ones. But I guess what they did last week is they set their options out there, and then midway through the week, they did some more options to generate more premium for us, and that's why we got a 58-cent distribution. Because if you look at the names on this list here, it probably shouldn't generate a 58-cent distribution unless you are creative with it and maybe do multiple options throughout the week. You can see right here in the C section. C section, oh my goodness. Line 20, this is their cash, right? They have a ton of cash hanging out there just to cover their butts in case they make any mistakes and they have to, pay for closing out any of these options, right? So let's go through some of the tickets. We got tickers. We got Alcoa Corp sitting right here. We have Analog. We have Broadcom, which is just an absolute massive name. You can see the prices over here as well. And then you can see their calls and their puts that they put out there. So there's their call on Alcoa. And you can see the market value that they generated from this. That's how much they had to pay to write that put right there. So they almost evened out. And then they did another massive one right there. Another call. So, yeah, I mean, great. Keep going. Right now, they also have coins. So that is crypto related. That one's just been a dog for the last few months there. Circle, what a high flyer name that is right now. Van Eck Gold Miners. Gold, right? I love gold. Everyone's loving gold right now. There's a few different gold plays in here. Google, right? Google's just cooking these days. $319 on Google. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. And then, so, I mean, that number might be a little off right now, but that's the number that's in the spreadsheet that they put in here. But yeah, you can see the call 330, and then they got a couple puts right there as well to kind of cover their butt, to be able to generate income for us, the shareholders of ULTY. Robinhood, can it keep going up? I don't know, man. That thing is just cooking, right? People love Robinhood. Then you got your iBit, your iShares Bitcoin Trust here, more Bitcoin. So that's what, the second Bitcoin type name in here. Compared to before, there was a lot more Bitcoin in there. And like, what did they have Maro in here before too? Like, oh my goodness, right? We got IBM. It's a big name, really big name. Iron, Jabal. Look at how many positions of Jabal they have. That's crazy. Eli Lilly, what a beast of a name that is. Like, holy smokes. Like, that's what I'm saying, everybody. This is a little bit better quality in here than what was in there before. That kind of excites me. I like that. I'm cool with getting a lower distribution. And, I'm also cool with my share price going back to at least $56 over the next few months, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Now, I know traditionally January and February are kind of slow months out there. Last year, they were really bad once the Trump got in. Can you believe he's only been in not even a full year yet? I feel like last January I had all brown hair, but now it's going gray just because of the stock market since January of last year. Oh my goodness. Or this year. It's this year. January of this year. Even worse. Lamb Research. Meta. Morgan Stanley's in here. Like, just huge names out there, everybody, compared to what they had in before. Micron. Palantir is just cooking, right? These guys keep getting contracts. They're like the people's champ. They're the company of the people. They say something about they're here for the people, right? That's what they're trying to strive for. Quanta Services, Southern Copper Corporation, New Scale Power Corp, SoFi cooking. SoFi is cooking, and then the last one in there, Twilio. And they got a lot of different options on Twilio. That's probably the most. That in this Quanta, they got a lot of positions in there as well. But I mean, I definitely encourage you to open this up and try and decipher the code if that's something that you really want to dive deep on. And you want to understand, how many positions they have for each of the companies here. I feel like it's an interesting read, that's for sure. And you can kind of see the market value of each of these as well. And they put a lot of money. I mean, that's their cash position. They put a lot of money where their mouth is to create these options to provide us with an income. So I'm curious how that's going to look in the next few months here. You can see ULTY this year. There's that 1544. Misty's paid me the most this year, 6,157. Nvidia, 5,314. Coney, RIP, $2,461. Won't be paying me any more money this lifetime. And then ULTY sitting here and Hui at 539. So there's the graph right there. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? It is it's interesting. Like a lot of people left ULTY, and I don't blame them. It was not a good performance for the last 2 months. Can they pick it up now with these different new style names in here? Michael Coe said yesterday that, it's just kind of like a rotation of names in there, and it was just they're trying to pick stocks that have momentum, stocks that are performing a little bit better is what I deciphered from the code that he spoke. Like he kind of speaks in circles a little bit, and so I had to decipher that code. I asked a pretty simple question. It just needed a simple answer, and I think I have the answer. The question was, do we feel better now that there are new names inside of ULTY compared to those old names, which are pretty risky? I feel better. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely feel better about it. Can it improve? It could, for sure. And by the way, this is not stock advice. This is not advice to buy this at all. I'm just kind of sharing my journey and my thoughts about the journey in here. Take a drink. You ever watch a reality show and they say, "Journey, take a drink"? You'll be wasted by the end. I'm excited, everybody. I am on a 3-day weekend starting right now. More content to come tomorrow. What should I make a video on? You guys let me know in the comments below. If you can hit the like, the subscribe, I would love to have you as a subscriber. We're going to 25,000 before this time next year. Can I do it? I don't know. My name is Mike. Channel's name's Health and Wealth. Have a good night. Bye for now.